I woke up feeling restless about working in my studio. I love my space, but I felt I needed sunshine and fresh air. I love this quote: "Sometimes you need to step outside, get some air, and remind yourself of who you are and who you want to be." I decided that going plein air painting would be a great idea, so I added a few things to my bag, grabbed the camera, and was off. Not far is the Great Salt Lake Shoreland Preserve. I want to make plein air painting a weekly adventure and thought this would be a great start. If you haven't already and would like to follow my adventures, go ahead and click the subscribe button. There are two large structures at the Shorelands Preserve, which are perfect for bird watching and some shade. The pathways are built above the marsh to allow the water to flow freely and to preserve the area. Under the first structure, there is a lot of information about the area and their goals. I will share more about that at the end of this video. The two structures are a work of art on their own and help my inspiration grow. I love the value contrast formed by the sunlight shining through and the strong shadows created by the architecture. Now it's hard because I did find a spot when I first arrived that I would have loved to paint, but there's a school and they were going to be all walking by me right at that time, so I'm thinking if I go around to this other structure, maybe I'll find something there that I like to paint, and I don't always like to pick the very first thing I see, so we'll see. If not, I'll come back to it. It loops around, so lots of plains today, beautiful and not too hot. So I'm really happy about that. It's a few bugs, but I got bug spray. I'm at the larger structure. It is a beautiful view. Mostly quiet, except for the planes that fly overhead. Out that way is Salt Lake City and the airport. So there's a lot of air traffic over this way. Oh, it is beautiful. When I arrived at the second structure, I took some time to observe my surroundings and take it all in. It was nice to know that I didn't need to rush for anyone or anything. At first I wasn't sure what to paint. It was all pretty flat, but then I found it. Off in the distance, I could see the mountains and the sparkling water peeking out of the marsh. The colors of green, yellows, and burnt sienna grasses, it was perfect. Next, I set up my tripod, and this is my first time trying out my new Wave u.go pochade box. It worked beautifully. It's extremely lightweight and very quick to set up. I will link it in the description below. I'm very happy with it. This is not sponsored. I've paid my own money for it. I've just seen many artists using this setup and thought I would try it out. This, of course, changes a lot of things in my plein air bag. So if you would like to see those changes, let me know in the comments below. Now, the paper I showed you is a 3.9 by 9.8 inch Arches 140 pound cold press watercolor block. The larger block was a 9 by 12, and I am using my micro portable painter palette. I have more details on this palette in this video here, and I will link it below so you can watch that as well. I started off with a quick sketch and had many students asking me questions while I was painting. I believe it was a field trip for a nearby school. Plein air painting allows you to experience getting outdoors and capturing the feelings and emotion of a scene that you might not get from painting in a studio. There have been times when I've taken a picture of a scene that I felt emotionally connected to, but when I got it back to my studio to paint, I couldn't quite capture that emotion or feeling that I had in that present moment of taking the picture. So I find going plein air painting and capturing those emotions when you have them can add a level of depth to your paintings. Painting is about emotion. It's there to evoke an emotion. And I feel like this can create a link to that picture, and then if you have that study of the emotion, you can combine the two in your studio to create a very masterful piece. After finishing my painting, I clean up my palette and pack out everything I pack in. After painting, I took some time to read about the shorelands, which are a vital sanctuary for birds and help the survival of these birds on their migratory journeys, and supports between 4 and 6 million migratory birds. The Great Salt Lake Shorelands Preserve spans 4,400 acres of wetlands and uplands. I hope you enjoyed getting outside with me today. Check out some of my other plein air painting adventures here, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help me out. And I will see you in our next adventure.